Title: Child Prodigy slams the accelerator, from diapers to degree to SpaceX, all before 15. TLDR. Kairan Quazi, a 14-year-old superbrain from the Bay Area, is making the history books his personal diary. With graduation from Santa Clara University on the horizon and a SpaceX job waiting in the wings, this wonderkind is living life in fast forward. While some worry if he's trading childhood for career too soon, Quazi seems to be having a blast. Buckle up, folks. This is one hell of a ride. Alright, let's break it down. You know how most of us struggle to figure out what to wear to school, navigate algebra, or find the courage to ask out our crushes at 14? Well, our man Kairan Quazi here was like, nah, fam. I'm a graduate college and bag a job at SpaceX instead. Before we go any further, remember this isn't a how-to guide or life advice from Turned Up News. Now let's dive in. Now, we're not talking about some small-time gig at a local startup. Nah, this dude is joining the creme de la creme of tech companies, Elon Musk's own SpaceX. Back when we were all still figuring out what to do with our lives, Kairan was smashing records and defying expectations. So, are we looking at a once-in-a-generation genius here? Or is Kairan just showing us how far you can go when you refuse to let age hold you back? Even as a toddler, Kairan was stringing together full sentences. By third grade, it was clear he was outpacing his classmates. By the ripe old age of 9, he'd said adios to the elementary school grind and hello to the academic adventures of community college. But that's not all. Kairan then transferred to Santa Clara University at 11, where he studied computer science and engineering. And you know what? College life was pretty sweet for him, even though he was hanging out with folks almost twice his age. So what's next for this teenage marvel? After his graduation, he's packing up and heading to Washington State to join SpaceX's Starlink team as a software engineer. Kairan's journey poses a ton of questions, right? Is traditional education doing enough for gifted kids like him? Are we limiting our potential by sticking to normal age-based academic progress? And what does it mean for the rest of us? More importantly, Kairan doesn't feel like he's missing out on his childhood, despite what some critics suggest. To him, he's simply following his path, moving at a speed that matches his ability and thirst for knowledge. But what do you think, folks? Is Kairan living the dream, or is he missing out on the essence of being a kid? Is there a middle ground between traditional schooling and accelerated learning? And finally, would you trade your childhood for an early shot at success? Let us know your thoughts. Remember, Turned Up News is not endorsing or recommending anything here. We're just serving up the juicy deets and stirring the pot of discourse.